There is a massive movement happening within the longevity and aging landscape. It turns out there is much we can do to extend our lifespan and reverse the effects of aging. What we've been taught and led to believe about aging and human disease are now outdated and no longer accurate. That means it's time to change the current mainstream paradigm and have different kinds of conversations when it comes to our well-being. And it's time to recognize that we have the power within ourselves to dictate and drive our own health span and aging journey. Hi, I'm Suzaida Hippolito, host of Timeless Vitality, where we are redefining aging so we become truly timeless. At Timeless Vitality Summit, we are all about aging gracefully, naturally, and holistically. In this episode, today, I'm so excited to be physically here at my wellness center. Look at me, I say my wellness center. Well, it's the wellness center I go to in San Diego, California, specifically in the Solano Beach area. The wellness center is called Lifetime Water and Wellness. And I'm here with Taylor Colvey, who is a certified functional and nutritional counselor and also a board certified health and wellness coach. And she is also a practitioner here at Lifetime Water and Wellness. Taylor, I'm so excited to have this conversation because I love what they do at this clinic. So I think a great place to start is tell us a little bit about your background.
So we started in a little 100-foot kiosk right here next door. And it was back in 2018. And we were just serving hydrogen-rich water through our doors to our members. And then since then, we've really expanded. And now we've brought in some of the things that you use for our circuit training, and it really has to do with the sound and vibrational healing. We have radio frequency, we have brain tap, which also is frequency medicine, and we also have some genetic testing, which we're going to talk about today.
Yes.
So so that's basically what we have is our water membership, circuit membership, and then our course that we offer, and then our one-on-one work.
Yes. And one of the main reasons I come here every week.
Yeah.
And I come here for optimal health, to optimize my bodily function, to reduce my stress, and inflammation. If you watched the interview with Dr. Rob Whitfield, I talk about how I learned I have inflammation in my breast with my breast implants. And so I've been coming here to reduce that inflammation and also to optimize my brain function. And I know I've been coming here for several months now, and there's definitely a felt difference. And where I'd like to start, the other place I would like to start is, where do you begin with clients when they walk into the center?
Yeah, so we usually have them book an appointment for an initial consultation, and they can bring their own water containers to fill up. We can actually test their water if they want to come in and have that tested. And then we invite them to join our membership. So whether that be the water or the circuit membership. And then we also have our course offerings or one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So
now tell us about the relevance of the hydrogen water. So we'll go there next.
Yeah, that's been our signature since we started in 2018. And it's just nice to see that it's getting the press and its time in the sun. Since just these past 6 months with Gary Brecka and with Andrew Huberman. And so for those of you that don't know, hydrogen-rich water is essentially a gas. It's two hydrogen molecules that get dissolved, either inhaled through the nose or dissolved in water. And so we use ionizers medical grade ionizers from Japan that dissolve the gas into the water. And it is such a powerful antioxidant. It has over 170 therapeutic benefits for the body. And when we talk about reducing inflammation, there's no side effects and only benefits. At least the research speaks to all the ways that it can support reducing oxidative stress in the body.
There you go. So take note of that, hydrogen-rich water. And part of their membership circuit includes sound healing and frequency medicine. Now, you have a device called Vibrogenics.
Correct.
Vibrogenics, and we'll put that name in the show notes. Tell us about Vibrogenics as a healing modality, because I know and understand what it does for me, and I'd love for Taylor to describe what it is available for with clients.
Yeah, I'll just take Dr. Carl and Dr. Carolyn, who are the founders of Vibrogenics. Dr. Carl said it so nicely. He says he really embraces stacking modalities. And so that's what we kind of say here is Vibrogenics is a great way to support either your optimizing your health or supporting your health as far as chronic disease resolution. So the Vibrogenics, the frequencies are based on Dr. Reif and also Dr. Hilda Clark. So their research way back. And so the machine will have many different options and you can choose certain frequencies based on your symptoms. So we had the other day a client come in and she's like, I've got a headache. I said, well, let's find the headache preset, and it had certain frequencies. And she said within 3 minutes, her headache had significantly she felt so much better after 3 minutes only in the pod. So it's one of those where there's so many options, and I think our membership
there's a ton of free presets in the Vibrogenic device. And some other examples of presets, and when I say presets, I mean conditions. There's Alzheimer's, there's insomnia, there's cancer, there's eyesight issues, there's herpes, there's
parasites,
inflammation, specific types of inflammation, fatigue, fibromyalgia, different kinds of pain. I mean, you name it. It's a laundry list, basically, of every possible human condition, right? And how many are there, would you say?
I mean, we can choose over thousands.
Oh, wow. Thousands.
Yeah. And it's just, I think the main piece to know about it is just our members come in and there's also like 528 hertz. It's cellular DNA repair. So we also have scalar waves that are an option. And so the idea is that a lot of people use it for like their spiritual being. There's the ancient tones and chakras, and those are really what we find are really supportive for our members.
So there's this physical healing and the spiritual healing and the emotional healing. And give us some background on what describe some of the give us the 101. Yes, give us the 101 on vibrational healing, where for those of us who are not familiar with vibrational healing, how would you describe it to us?
Well, there's just different frequencies, essentially sound. The thing that I use to describe is Dr. Reif in the 30s would take a breast cancer cell and then he would change the certain frequency, the sound, until the breast cancer cell exploded.
Wow.
And so that's how he created his protocols. And so it's just all of this research and development over the last, 100 years.
Wow. So it's been around. Well, and also sound healing is it's not a new thing. Sound healing is something that was used even by our ancient ancestors, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it moves through the body that much faster. And so that's also the concept around it is that it's supporting the body in a more optimal way.
Yeah, in a more natural way
Sure.
without any invasive procedures or chemicals entering your body. You mentioned stacking modalities. What do you mean by stacking modalities?
Well, when we think about alternative medicine, there's not just one thing, unfortunately, that solves it all. Like
Yeah.
we would love to think that our hydrogen-rich water reduces inflammation in the body and we can skip out of here.
Yeah, and then that's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah. But what we've found is just that based on people's symptoms or what they're looking for as far as optimizing their health or resolving their chronic issues, is that there may be a need to stack modalities.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's the sound and frequency,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe that's certain supplements, or maybe that's going to see a different provider. The idea is that you just want to stack in order to achieve your results that you're looking for.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is there's no one thing or one size fits all.
No.
It's kind of this holistic or integrative approach of different therapies or treatments or modalities, as you say. So that's what you mean by stacking modalities.
Yeah, you got it. Nailed it.
Got it. And the other thing that clients come to you for is supporting their chronic health conditions.
Right.
Tell us about some of the conditions that your clients specifically come to you for. Describe it to us.
Yeah, so over the years, we just had people come in. We've seen GERD or acid reflux. We've had a lot of gut issues like diverticulitis, IBD, IBS. We've had chronic infections. So we've had people that have been in mold infested condos. We're here close to the beach. We see on live blood analysis, like people come through with parasites or oxidative stress. It's these chronic issues that I'm thinking it's and brain too, because the gut brain connection. We have people that are really wanting some support with mental health or just some neurological issues. So we've had people with Parkinson's come through. So that's general.
Okay, and that is so relevant because so many people in the world have to navigate such chronic conditions.
Right.
And so this is a place that's kind of an added option when other things aren't working enough.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And something else that I know your center specializes in is in gut health and detoxification. Tell us about that. There you go.
Well, we get so excited because we are offering our course, and we'll be sharing a little link about that.
Yes.
For our May course, but it's our lifetime health transformation course, and essentially moving through detoxification and focusing on the gut. So it's heal, seal for the real deal. And
heal, seal for the real deal. I love that tagline.
Yeah, because we know it all goes back to the gut. And so my mom and I are really here to support our clients with the gut. And it just feels so natural to have some of the foundational things that we work in, like the DNA and the water and the nervous system, to get people back to optimized health.
Yes.
Vitality. Okay. And what is the other? Timeless,
to be timeless. Okay, I love that you talk about foundational health. So we've got water, specifically hydrogen-rich water. You mentioned gut health, and part of the other thing too is nutrigenomics. So the DNA stuff. Tell us about nutrigenomics.
So we were talking earlier. Yes. And so I wanted to hear from Susaida, what, for those that are listening, are timeless, what would you call them? Our timeless listeners?
Yeah, our timeless audience. Yes. So in some of the content that you've seen from the summit, we've asked, what does being timeless mean to you? Or how would you redefine aging? And for Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
she has a beautiful and very disruptive way to think about being timeless. And so it ties back to DNA and nutrigenomics. So tell us about that.
Yeah, it's just the idea that, it's full vitality is, I want to get there, and I want to help other members and clients get there naturally.
Yeah.
Right?
Natural is the name of the game. Okay. Not everybody thinks natural because there's this model in our society that we like quick fixes. And oftentimes, the natural modalities, the more holistic modalities, don't offer us the quick fixes. And so, tell us why the natural modality is important to you, not just from a perspective of being a health and wellness coach, but also for the clients you work with.
Yeah, I think we just see so much of the results of the allopathic Western model that hasn't been working for chronic disease for so many years. And so I think the response is to really drive this alternative, another route, another way. And what I love about your summit is like you're getting to speak to all the people that there's a movement. How do we do this naturally without having the side effects and not squashing our symptoms, but truly healing?
Right. And I think that's it, because when we're not doing it naturally, there are side effects and there are long-term effects that we don't realize our bodies are actually suffering from. And when we don't do it naturally, there's like this domino effect of more issues, more inflammation, and then you need more treatment and more drugs to do it.
Yeah.
And so I love the holistic approach. And when it comes to nutrigenomics, I know you are, and I am as well, we are affiliates of SNP Nutrigenomics. Describe to us why you have become an advocate of nutrigenomics, and what does that mean? What does that get to mean for people now?
Yeah. So for those of you listening, I'm sure you've heard of this before, but there's 4 real drivers of inflammation. And one of the drivers, besides, chronic infection and oxidative stress and chronic stress or, trauma, is this nutrient deficiency.
Nutrient deficiency. So our bodies are lacking nutrients. Okay.
Yeah. And so it's really a conversation Gary Brecka's been talking about this. I just saw another Chris Kresser get interviewed around this because our soils are so depleted. We're not eating the same food as our grandparents or, our great grandparents. And so we've come to this age where we need to get more support for our bodies to detoxify and to our cells to function optimally. And
right.
So that's the big interest, is really how do we support that inflammation driver?
And one of the ways to do that is with nutrigenomics.
Yeah.
Which is nutrigenomics are a form of supplements, right? They're a form of supplements that are customized for your specific DNA and genetic makeup. Is that accurate? Did I get it?
Got it. And so that's really the field is kind of exploding. So there's this pharmacogenetics, or that market is projected to reach $6,670 million annually by 2030. And so this idea that we need to now look at our genes before maybe any sort of treatment.
Wow.
What about looking at our genes before supplementation?
Wow, yes. Right, because there's also, with that, there is an emergence of well, there has been an emergence of personalized medicine. So
Yeah.
now you're talking about personalized nutrition.
Yes.
That just makes all the sense.
I know.
All right. So, in terms of other drivers of inflammation, okay, you talk about nutrient deficiencies, and can you touch on I'm looking at her notes here. Can you touch on the other three?
Yeah. So I have chronic infections, and there's a myriad of reasons for those.
What's a leading, if you were to narrow it down to 3 reasons for chronic infections, what would that be?
So chronic infection, I think of SIBO, I think of a bacterial overgrowth, I think of parasites, I think of molds, I think of, those are 3 that I can think of off the top of my head.
And when it comes to molds, right,
Mhm.
where no one is immune to mold infection,
No.
is what I understand. So every one of us is walking around with some degree of mold infection.
Correct.
Okay. And where is this mold? Where are we being exposed to with this mold?
So if you can think about it, if any of our travels, where it's tropical places, right? Anywhere where there's water that pooled.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Flat roofs. I was just at a hotel in San Diego, and I'm just seeing all the water just pool up on that flat roof from it built in the 1960s. And I'm thinking, I stayed in one of those hotel rooms, right? And
so it just comes from the air. It's in the air.
It is in the air. And yeah. And so it comes also in dried fruits and our coffees. I mean, there's so much that our body has to do in our liver to,
yes, our liver
to remove these toxins.
It's incredible. When I started coming to this wellness center, and I started to get to know the work that they do here, I never realized the extent that environmental toxins like mold and is contributing to the disease in our body. And then also you talk about parasites as a source of chronic infection. The other thing I've heard is that everybody has some form of parasites in their body as well. Okay, so where do the parasites come from?
Again, I think about pets, our doggies, our kitties.
Yeah.
And then also if we've traveled, there's parasites don't have borders.
Yeah.
And even if you do eat vegetarian, they are still even on our vegetables. They can even get past just walking on the sand.
Yeah.
They're so microscopic.
Oh, wow.
They can be. And then there's some that we actually have seen in the live blood analysis.
Yes. And I know too with some of your clients who have, and I'm sorry, I can't think of a specific example. Maybe you can help me out with this.
Sure.
Is that some of your clients who have suffered from chronic diseases for years and years and years, it wasn't until they did their gut health work and reducing environmental toxins
and chronic infections,
and that their chronic infections or their chronic disease started to kind of resolve.
Absolutely.
What are some examples of that, of those test cases?
Yeah, so there's one that's coming to mind. Just she had lived in a home that was from a condo that was infected with mold, and it took her health down.
Wow.
Where she couldn't get out of bed, and she was
and she probably didn't realize it was due to mold for years.
Right. It's devastating. And so it's just been a long road, but it's so nice to see her empowered to know that she can take control of her health again, and she has a way out. And so every day we see her looking and feeling better. And it's with the stacking modalities. It's not just one thing, but it's hydrogen-rich water. It's having the right environmental doctor that runs all the labs, and then working with us with our group course. And she spoke about how rich the community is and how important it was not to do this in a silo.
Oh my goodness. Yes. To be in community, because we're all kind of just figuring all this out.
Right.
And when we can actually do it together and support one another. And also, it's inspiring when you're around other people who are starting to benefit from the work, and you can see how their health is evolving. So that gives a model of possibility for what's possible for someone who may be taking a while to get there.
Yeah, it's all like that resource. Yeah, it's all the resource sharing, and so that it's not just staying with the provider. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Now, I know some of you are wondering, okay, Suzaida, you are all the way in San Diego and we're here in the UK or wherever you are joining from other parts of the world or other parts of the country. You're thinking, how can we get involved in this? So Taylor, for people who can't physically be here and they want to take a powerful step towards their health and wellness, from using the pillars of nutrigenomics, reducing chronic infections, environmental toxins, reducing the stress, where can they start?
So we really recommend doing our course. It's going to be 6 weeks in May, and I just want to invite anyone that is interested to either learn more. We have a webinar coming up speaking about exactly what we're going to be offering and the inflammation that we'll be reducing and everything that we just shared around these chronic infections, and then supporting the gut with a customized, personalized supplement so that people can support their pathways after they've cleaned up. We call it the muddy waters, and then deficiency to sufficiency, which is really what this customized nutrigenomics blend can do for people, is to really make sure that they have a tool to continue on through their health. So that would be my first step.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. And we'll put the information about the webinar in the show notes. When does the webinar start, and how is it formatted, the webinar?
So it's the first one is going to be April 17th. It's a Wednesday, and then we'll offer another one probably the end of April. And so we'll just send out the link to join, and then if you aren't able to join for that time frame, we'll be making sure that we send a recording.
Okay.
And it's just an hour-long webinar. My mom and I will be conducting and facilitating it, and then we'll invite you to join the course together.
I love it. Thank you for offering that. I believe that is a really powerful first step, and just kind of understanding like what these different areas of health are about and what it really means and how it's affecting your body and what you can do about it. And I want to ask you, Taylor, there's 3 questions I ask all of my speakers, okay? And one, she's ready. And the first question is, what is your number one life hack for promoting your own longevity?
I know. It's got to be the water. I use it every day, and because I drink the hydrogen-rich water, and then I use my machine to create non-toxic, chemical-free disinfectants for my house. It reduces the chemical
that you're exposed to.
That the environmental toxins that I'm exposed to, which I know is doing a huge thing. Yeah. So my body burden, just to reduce that.
And I think that is such a powerful thing to share, because we do have the power to make certain choices to reduce our exposure to environmental toxins, such as cleaning products. And you have a system at home that takes the place of your cleaning products. Okay. Yes. And that's so powerful. All right. So water, hydrogen-rich water, her number one life hack for promoting longevity. That's one of mine as well. Just saying, it's a game changer. The second question is, where do you see the future of human longevity headed?
Well, I just get excited when I see all the different modalities that are coming.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a critical mass. It's like a really fun time to be alive because all these natural ways that we can support our body and take control. And we talk about becoming the CEO of your own health or being empowered, right? Where you can we don't have to succumb to our DNA. We can really have the power to be healthy and not live with chronic disease. That's the goal.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I just want to presence that. Taylor,
My mom's Robin.
her mom's name is Robin, and I almost refer to her as Robin. Okay. Taylor, and her mom is a practitioner here as well. So they work together. So when she was talking about her and her mom, it's because they work together here at the center. Okay. So Taylor just said it is possible to not have to suffer with chronic disease. And it's important for me to presence that because now we can put the mic down. We had some clients coming in here and I don't know if it was picking up the background noise. If it was, sorry, you guys, this is how it goes. Yes, I think that it's important to recognize that we've so normalized as a society and culture, we've so normalized dis-ease. We've so normalized illness. We've so normalized suffering that a majority of the world believes that's just the way it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to have to struggle and suffer the rest of my life and be on these medications. That is not accurate anymore. Nope. That is no longer just one version of reality. There's many versions of reality that can actually promote a healthy lifespan. And so thank you for that. Taylor is a board certified health and wellness coach. So she is out there in the health and wellness space, staying up to date with cutting edge, innovative modalities, such as some of the ones we've talked about in here, the nutrigenomics and the vibrogenics device. And so thank you for saying that. That's very promising and inspiring to hear. The third question is, what thought or act takes you back to a childlike, playful state?
Thought or act?
Yes.
Well, definitely first thought, when I rollerblade.
Yes.
When I rollerblade in Mission Beach, I turn into a 13-year-old again in the 90s, listening to Aerosmith's Get a Grip or SWV. And so it's music, it's activity. It's definitely something that I look forward to the rest of my life.
Love it. Yes. Yeah. There you have it. There you have it. Any parting words for our timeless audience?
I just want to say thank you to Societa for the invitation. It's so wonderful to be able to speak directly to you, this audience. We're just all like-minded, and it's a critical mass. So let's keep moving this train forward.
Absolutely. Let's do this. I hope you enjoyed this and found it informative, disruptive, and and I hope it propels you forward to really, truly take charge of your own health and wellness and participate in this movement where we get to define what it really, truly means to age and become timeless. So love you guys. Mwah. Thanks, Taylor.